Okay, gentlemen, here we are. The nitty gritty, separation and preparing for divorce, preparing to file for divorce. Okay, the nuts and bolts of moving forward. Okay, now what we're going to look at in this one is a few different things. Okay, we're going to look at record keeping, finding counsel. Your mindset is a big one, and how you approach this stage. Okay, and through all of this, okay, you're going to deal with various emotions, okay, which we're going to cover next, but this one is mainly about the administration side, what you need to get set up and in place, okay, to do this effectively, all right, and be best prepared and, have all your ducks lined up, ready to go, looking after yourself. Okay, I'm going to cover a bit in this one, so it might drag out a bit, but hold on to your hat, all right? Let's get stuck into it. See you in there. All right, here we are. Separation and preparing for divorce. Now, my first point here I'm going to talk about is visitation rights and keep to a schedule. Now, the visitation rights have come about because I guess you're separated, and worst case scenario is that you've just been given visitation rights to see your child. It's not a very good place to be, I know, but if it's outside your control, there's nothing you can do about it, okay? So now the visitation rights is part of a court order. That's if you've had to go to court, okay? So you've ended up with the visitation rights through a court order. And another thing, if you the time you've got for visitation rights, and if you don't control what is given to you, okay? So don't sweat the small stuff, okay? If you want 5 hours on a weekend and you're given 4, okay, it's outside your control, okay, for that interim. So don't sweat the small stuff, all right? Okay, like anything, like there's this another book that I've read from Dr. Tikal. Your brain is like a pressure cooker, okay? If you build it, you take everything in, build it up, then you're just going to be boiling hot the whole time. Anger, resentful, okay, hurt and bitter. You've got to let things out, let some steam out. And remember, you can't control anything. All right, and let go of the pressure, let go of the habits, okay? Let go of the anger and, as I say, the pressure cooker, all right? Let go of it all, and because you cannot control everything, all right? You can do your best to control you and how you react to things, but you can't control everything all the time, all right? Now, if you are unlucky enough that you've only been granted visitation rights, I strongly suggest keeping to the schedule. Okay, don't toss and change, or don't miss a day, don't miss an hour with your kids. I mean, it's unfortunate that you've ended up with only visitation rights, so you want to maximise your time there. Okay, don't miss it. As I just touched on, then to keeping to a schedule. Now, kids love a routine and familiarity. Okay, so if you're getting time with your kids on a regular basis, stick to it. Okay, nothing else should be as important as spending time with your children, okay, if you don't see them all the time, or if you've got half and half custody. Okay, so make the effort and don't miss the time. Keep it regular, keep it routine, okay, because if it all sort of goes pear-shaped, if things start to falter, or you miss a day here, or you miss a few hours, or a visit here, then it will affect your relationship, not only with your children, but also the ex-spouse, and it will affect the communication that you're going to have moving forward, okay? And you don't want to sabotage, or you don't want to jeopardize that communication, okay? So this whole breakup through being a single parent and splitting the time with your kids, you don't want to have a jilted or jaded relationship with bad communication with your child. All right, so the most important thing should be seeing your child if you've been granted, or if you're unlucky enough to only get the visitation rights through the court order. But as I say, just stick to it, okay, and keep it routine, keep it familiar, okay, so it gives you and the child something to look forward to, okay, so keep to the routine. Okay, next one here, separated for at least 12 months before you can file for divorce. Now that's true, that is a fact, and that's Australia, Canada, States, everywhere, all right, okay, but I do know in America you guys do need grounds for divorce, okay, whether that be adultery or cheating or something else that may have happened to you, all right, so you do need to put grounds for divorce in your application If you were just not married but living together, then you'll still need to divide assets like a normal married couple in those sort of circumstances as well, as I explained earlier, okay, on the separation of assets and that kind of thing. Now, important thing to remember too is when you do file for divorce, you don't need approval from your spouse, okay? You can just go ahead and file for divorce, all right? So you don't need approval from your spouse to say that you're going ahead with the divorce, just as long as you satisfy the grounds for divorce. But again, check with your state or your province or your territory, wherever you're from, okay, on those particulars, okay? Always be on your best behaviour, okay? You don't know who's watching. Okay, so I've personally, I did a few mistakes here as well that, I was going through some tough times and just went a bit off the rails, and everything seemed to get back to the people I didn't want to hear about it. Okay, so my advice to you now is, if you're going through this whole process and separation and divorce proceedings and everything that you're going through, all right, keep your nose clean, stay out of trouble, all right, because it will get back to people. All right, I did fall off the rails here a little bit, so, and it affected what I was going through. All right, so I'm saying to you now, keep your behaviour clean as you're going through this separation and preparing for divorce. Okay. Start keeping a record of anything that you feel is relevant. Okay, this is a little gold mine for you. All right, now what I'm referring to here is keep things like what you pay for, what she pays for, any behavioural issues you may witness or become aware of to do with her or the kids, anything that's changing, and when. So date that and time, and when you realise these things, document everything. Okay. Also, time with the kids. If her actions are affecting your time with the kids, document that. Write it down. Okay. Anything you can think of that you think will help you with custody or seeing the kids, or anything that's going to help your case. Okay. In any division of assets or division of property, the divorce, anything like that, document it. Write it down. Okay. So anything, as I said, anything that's relevant. Okay. It could be. There could be a multitude of things there. Okay, if something's particular in your case, make note of it and write it down. Document it. Okay, don't get lazy with this. Seriously, do not get lazy with this. Okay, think, I don't need to write that down. Oh, she's just an hour late here, an hour late there. It'll start to accumulate. All right, whatever it is, document it. Okay, document it. Document it, because it will, anything's custody negotiations or divorce proceedings. Okay, so document everything. Even if you think it's not relevant, just document it. Okay. All right, here we go. You will need a lawyer, so find a good one. Okay, I think I've touched on this before in one of the earlier modules, but it's very important. Okay, if you, again, like I spoke on before about getting clarification for any points, or you can be prepared. You can be prepared as much as you want, but you will need counsel at some stage, right? So find competent counsel. Okay, key, someone who knows about family law. Okay, as I said, when in doubt, you seek professional help. And in America, I think I told you about ADAM, American Divorce Association for Men. That's a good resource for you guys. And in there, you'll find directories in your area to find some legal advice and legal counsel. Okay, now as I've said before, I think about it depends on your situation. How early or late you will need to engage legal counsel. If everything goes fine and you can follow this step by step, and you've got an amicable relationship and everything, you're just ticking it over and everything's going good, then you won't need them right to the end when you finalise your documentation before you file for divorce and it's all done. Okay, but if you're hitting some roadblocks along the way, if she's been stubborn, then you'll need counsel a little bit before then. Okay, and but as I say, be as prepared as you can to save you money. Okay. All right. Okay, so your attitude will affect everything. All right, your attitude, your mindset will affect everything. Now, as I've said, this needs to be approached like a business, yeah, with rational decision making. Okay, that's from your analytical brain. Rational decision making. Okay, irrational decisions are quick and they're from the heart. whether you're angry or you're bitter, resentful, okay, these would be emotional decisions which is irrational, all right, and it's not going to get anybody anywhere, okay, it's going to delay the process, all right, and you don't want to be irrational. Rational brain, business-like mindset, okay. Now me, I didn't start out like that. I was a bit hurt, a bit angry, and a bit resentful. I was chasing, some barbecues and artwork and toys for the kids and sporting equipment and towels and just crap, all right. And it weighed on me down, and I, was going to work angry. I was waking up angry and couldn't stop thinking about it because I was sweating on this small stuff, which was just wrong in every way. Now, then I learned this little philosophy, this little hack about reciprocal influence. Okay, where you can influence someone's behaviour or decision by, you're giving them something and then they feel obligated kind of thing to give you something in return. Okay, reciprocal influence. All right, so it's a good little tool. I think they use it in sales or something like that, where they'll give you something, a free sample, so you can buy something. Very similar, and you can apply that in this situation. Okay, and once I got some help and all that, and long story short, I ended up adopting this in a way that worked out for me and worked out for our whole situation. Because in time, with a bit of help and advice, I got clarity about where I was going, what I was doing. So, and we were able to let go of the anger and the bitterness and the resentment to her and this whole situation. Okay, and then finally we sold the house, and it just worked out that this stuff here will be good in your house. Gave a little bit of things, and then I got the main things that I wanted. Okay, which at the time was like stuff for the kids and barbecue and a bit of outdoor stuff, all right, that we'd purchased together. So by letting go of all that resentment and anger, having the reciprocal influence sort of philosophy helped in negotiating and getting prepared for the upcoming divorce. Now with this, I guess which way you go is entirely dependent on you and your situation and your circumstances. Okay, the nature of the breakup, the relationship with the ex. Okay, what's she like? No, I don't know her. I don't really know you. But it all depends on your dynamics, and what sort of situation you're in. Okay. But I do suggest another thing here is it's a phrase I picked up from Jim Rohn. It's called about take down your sail. All right, just let it be. Let it be a little bit, but you still want to make sure you're getting what you want. But just don't be aggressive. Okay, don't be go and get her and make her pay. Just be professional. Be kind, courteous if you have to. But don't be aggressive and don't make her pay mentally, okay? Don't frustrate her. As I've said before, don't attack your children's mother, okay? So it'll just create disharmony in the whole relationship sphere that you've got to now navigate through on a daily basis, possibly. As I said, now everything can be done with you and your ex, okay? Before you get too far down the track, all right? So it's imperative now that you sell the benefits of a mutual understanding going through this, okay? Professional, business-like, sell the benefits about how you're going to save yourself time and money, okay, by just working this out together, all right? So this is where you have to put aside your differences that may have led to the breakup, okay? And that's going to be hard to do, but you're going to have to do it, all right, to make this, you find your resolve and you get through it, all right? Okay, and just a final note here, I want you to remember this, okay? It will get better. There is light at the end of the tunnel for you, all right? It's not always going to be this way. You will get through it. The sun will shine again, okay? Trust me, it will. And it could even be a brighter sun than you had before, all right? So when it's hard and you feel pointless and you feel like you're not getting anywhere, that's bullshit, because you are getting somewhere, all right? Just tick off little by little, all right? And you will get somewhere, okay? And in the end, it's all going to be worth it, okay? All right, gents, so that's it for Module 6. Take care, I'll see you in Module 7, which is dealing with our emotions. Bye for now.